Well, there you have it. I would say that is one of the winners. Greetings and welcome to Drama in the Dirt. I'm glad you're with us. This week's episode, Voices from the Past. I do a little creative narrative of possibly maybe how certain finds got where they did. So it's kind of just a story. I trust to enjoy it. I got in the woods on an old home site, and then I visited an old depot, which is long gone, both the house and the depot. So if you like it, come back and visit again. And remember, may all your digs make you smile. Why? Because you're bringing history back to the future. But there's one. Now look at this one. Big one. All right. So just some doodads so far. I've got a long way to go. Fortunately, he's cleaned this out some, so it makes it a lot easier. There was a lot of growth, undergrowth and stuff, so you can see that he's cleaned it up. So it's kind of like a whole new game now. Not sure. It was very deep, a little brass part. Don't know, maybe a lamp, part of a lamp. Okay. Look, I found the laundry chute door. It has to be what it is. I don't know. I thought maybe I better take a few minutes to point this out to you. In the timber industry, that's what they call a widow maker. See that hanging there? It's just hanging by, gosh, probably a 1-inch piece of, or a 1-inch branch. And of course, we've got all these dying ash trees. See one here. But if you are out and you see a lot of dead trees, just make sure something doesn't fall on your head, okay? It looks like an arrow, it's pointing up. Well, at least it's pointing the right way. Okay, let's see. This is what the ground looks like here in the woods. See, it's slightly frozen, but it's kind of like, well, for lack of better words, kind of foamy. See? I know it has to do with all the roots and stuff. Obviously, when the sun shines on the tree, the warmth feeds down into the ground. It's a bullet. It's a bullet. You know, they get those copper jackets on them, and they'll give you a high tone. And then, of course, the lead's a little different. All right. Piece of flatware. They were here. Rains Guide, solid brass. Look at the size of that thing. Smacked it a few times, obviously trying to get all that frozen ground. That is gorgeous. Great. So I get the Rains Guide out. Look what's here. A buckle too. Horse must have died there. That still has a tongue left on it. Old iron one. Ah. Gee. Looky there, pewter spoon. My name is Charles Englehart. In 1858, we had an opportunity to move to Champaign County and buy a little farm. We discussed it. So in 1859, we ventured up to Champaign County, and there we settled in a wooded area. Times were hard and we had to work diligently. We cleared some land, planted some garden. Were able to buy a horse and a plow. By 1862, we had become pretty well established. Sarah had our first child that year. As the years went by, of course, we had family. We had 3 children. Our house sat quite a ways off the road. We were pretty much to ourselves. The work was hard, but we became pretty well established, and we were thankful. One day I was plowing, and there was a snake. The horse, he reared up, and the harness broke. He ran a ways, but I was able to retrieve him. I remember one day Sarah came in and she'd spilled something all over her dress, and well, she had to discard it. She was heartbroken, but that Christmas I was able to get her another dress. The years moved on, the grandchildren came. I remember one day our little granddaughter came in crying. She said, "Grandpa, I lost my heart pendant." She was heartbroken. We went out and looked for it, but we couldn't find it. But we dried the tears, and as always, life moves on. By 1878, our health had declined and the years had crept on, and it was time to retire, so we moved to Columbus. We sold the little house in the woods. I'm not sure whatever happened to it. I heard that it fell into disrepair. I assume it was eventually torn down. I will never forget that little place in the woods. It was our life. It was all that we had. It contained all the things that we owned. And I'm truly thankful for the little house in the woods. Okay, I'm at the train depot down south. I'm going to check here behind it. I just dug this great big brass doorknob. Almost didn't dig it because it sounded like, a pop can. But the number was so solid. That'll look nice cleaned up. All right, the first dig. I wanted to show you how black the earth gets next to the train depot, just from the coal smoke back in the old days. It goes all the way out through the field. I'm on kind of the west side, or the east side, so the prevailing wind. This hole, and that penny was exactly in the bottom, so that's a little over 6. How can you tell when a yard's been filled? You find a 1960 penny at 6 inches. That looks as good as the day it was dropped, though, doesn't it? It's beautiful. Doesn't matter what coin you find. All coins are beautiful except for zincs, right? You gotta love this. It was really trashy. Compact. See, the mirror's broken. I didn't break it, so I'm not in for bad luck. See if I can. I assume this is probably from the 40s, 50s, or 60s. See what that dude looks like, or that lady. I'm not sure about that. Is she an alien? I think that's supposed to be Cleopatra. Wasn't she vain? That is very, very interesting. We'll have to Google that and see if anybody has anything like that on eBay. Ooh. Well, there you have it. I would say that is one of the window. I'd say that's one of the window handles to the depot. Solid brass. Nice signal. Great. Well, I don't think it's a crown jewel. Oh, it's St. Christopher. It's obviously not solid silver. Boy, I wish it was. Why is it so thick, and why does it have 2 points of mounting on it? Oh, it must have hung like this. Chain attached it to both ends like this. Isn't that something? Got iron. See, that's why it was hard to dig. I thought, boy, I don't think I want to dig that. It's got an iron back, and then the front's, I assume, some sort of noble metal, probably like copper or brass. Well, I have about a 15-mile trip home, so maybe if you're into saints, maybe he'll protect me. My name's Dorothy. I was a student in Terre Haute, Indiana. In 1960, my grandmother in Baltimore invited me to spend the holidays with her. I bought a train ticket from Terre Haute to Baltimore. We were traveling through Ohio, and some problem developed, I guess they said, with the train. We ended up stopping at a little station in west central Ohio. They said it would be a while, so I decided to take a walk. I guess I lost track of time, and before long I heard the horn blare and the call to board the train once again, and I had gotten a little bit too far away. So I decided to make haste, and I ran, and I dropped my purse. Some of my articles were scattered, but I had to hurry. I did lose a few things, maybe a little change, and unfortunately a St. Christopher's that my grandmother had given me for safe journey when I first left for college. I arrived safely in Baltimore. Grandma and I had a wonderful holiday together. You have to wonder what happens to the things that you lose. Are they gone forever? I suppose in most cases they are. It looks like an arrow. It's pointing up. Well, at least it's pointing the right way.
When we all get to heaven, what a day of rejoicing that will be. When we all see Jesus, we'll sing and shout the victory.